Modern Family, a sociological analysis by Alexa Hochschild and Anna Claire Henry.
An introduction to Modern Family. Modern Family is an American sitcom based around the lives of one large extended family that's made up of three separate familial units, the Dumphys, the Pritchetts, and the Pritchett-Tuckers. The show follows the hectic lives of these three families as they navigate raising children, battling societal standards, and conflict within the family.
The Pritchett family is made up of Jay, Gloria, her son Manny, and their son Joe. Jay is the patriarch of the family. From his previous marriage, he has two older children, Claire and Mitchell, who are part of the other two families followed in the show. Manny is the result of Gloria's previous relationship. Jay is significantly older than Gloria, which creates a stereotype of Gloria being a gold digger, because she is a beautiful younger woman with a wealthy older man.
The Dumphy family. The Dumphy family is made up of Phil, Claire, and their children, Haley, Alex, and Luke. Claire is the daughter of Jay Pritchett. Claire is the stressed-out, tight-wound mother and housewife that must perform all classic maternal duties. Phil is the good cop who is funny and kind. Haley is a stereotypical, popular teenage girl. Alex is the middle child who is incredibly smart, driven, and excels academically. Luke is the funny and silly younger brother that sometimes gets into trouble.
The Pritchett-Tuckers are made up of Mitchell, Cameron, and their daughter Lily, whom they adopted from Vietnam. Mitchell is the son of Jay Pritchett. Mitchell and Cam are a gay couple. The portrayal of their relationship on the show is a huge step for gay representation in television. Mitchell is the more uptight one out of the two parents. He is the primary breadwinner of the family and is a logical thinker, kind, and witty. Cam is fun, sensitive, and incredibly caring for those around him. Lily is a spunky little girl who is sassy and has an attitude at times.
The conflict theory. For our analysis of Modern Family, we chose to use the conflict theory. The conflict theory was credited by Karl Marx. The theory states that conflict is crucial for necessary societal development. Without conflict, there would be no positive social change. Conflict theory relates to class and power and how people will strive to maintain those things. For our analysis of Modern Family, we will look at conflict theory as it pertains to topics like race, culture, gender, sexual identity, age, and interest.
Methods. Theory selection. Our methodology of choosing a theory was to first step back and take an overall look at the show. Conflict happens quite often in Modern Family, whether big or small. Every episode includes some type of conflict or problem, and without fail, by the end of the episode, the family has figured out how to reconcile the issue and grow from it. Because of this, we decided that the conflict theory was the best sociological theory to use to analyze Modern Family.
Methods. Theme selection. For our theme selection, we found major points of conflict that happen frequently in the show that are congruent with today's society. We analyzed the show for thematic recurrences that were present in the whole series. We found that gay marriage and culture, misogyny, and blended families were three main topics of conflict.
Our first theme includes gay marriage, adoption, and culture. Being a gay couple already has its challenges, and adding a Vietnamese child to the mix doesn't exactly bode well in society's eye. Presently, it's much more accepted. However, the show came out in 2009. Gay marriage wasn't legal everywhere in the United States until June 26, 2015. This show includes such an important representation of a gay family unit.
In the first episode of the show, Kim and Mitchell went to Vietnam and adopted their daughter Lily. Mitchell has his family come over to meet her, but while explaining their want for a baby, Jay says, "That's a bad idea. Well, kids need a mother. I mean, if you two guys are bored, get a dog." Obviously, this is a very hurtful statement. To Mitchell and Cam, they are building their family and adopting a child. They're not just friends who are bored. Jay's character is unique in that generally he doesn't realize that what he says is homophobic. Instead, it is instilled in his head due to the way he was socialized. This is quite common in older generations after years of being taught that being gay is bad or wrong. Once Jay sees Lily, he takes back what he said. However, there are many instances in the show like this. Jay suffers more from internalized homophobia than disapproving of his son and his son's family. Again, the concept of being gay has been a long-standing point of conflict in our society, which over time has improved and become more accepted, but is very much still prevalent.
In Season 5, Episode 8, Cam, Mitchell, and Lily are visiting Cam's mom. Cam's grandmother shows up, which is a problem because she doesn't know that Cam is gay. Cam doesn't want to tell her because he's afraid she won't respond well. A tornado heads to their area, so they must go into lockdown in the cellar. Mitchell and Cam are fighting about how Mitchell doesn't want to pretend he's straight, especially in front of their daughter. Cam doesn't understand why Mitchell can't pretend for 2 days after Cam had to pretend for years. They ended up coming out to her And she responded with, "Then I know why God sent us this tornado." She came around in the end, but this scene demonstrates what many people in this country and the world have to go through when coming out to their family. Sexual identity is a huge conflict in society, and a topic that some still don't support, making it crucial for shows like Modern Family to display diversity within relationships. The second part of this scene relates to the race conflict. Cam's grandmother said to Lily, "Well, aren't you a cute little Chinese thing?" Then, when Mitchell pretends that Lily is only his daughter, she says, "So you got a Chinese wife, bud?" These comments were extremely racist, something the writers intended to highlight. These comments from Cam's grandmother embody the idea of racial conflict. In this case, Cam's grandma is generalizing Asian cultures and not recognizing how they differ across countries and regions. This is the textbook definition of ignorance. They included it in the show to highlight the conflict that minorities and other races face in the United States.
Theme 2, Misogyny. We utilize scenes from the show to depict the conflict that women face in today's society. To strengthen our point, we will focus on Gloria's image of a gold digger and the inclusion of women's protests in the 8th season.
In Season 1, Episode 5, Gloria and Claire get into a small argument about Gloria not feeling welcomed in the family. Later on in the episode, Claire's son says that Gloria is a coal digger because he heard Claire say that she is a gold digger. Claire's defense was that it was a year ago and it was a natural question. This showcases how society views those in these types of relationships. It's almost assumed that if one of the members of the couple is older, usually the male, they're involved in a gold digger relationship. It's a very offensive statement to make about or towards a woman and discredits them and their relationship. As per the conflict theory, differences and conflict between groups is normal and necessary.
Season 8, Episode 20 is a perfect representation of growing from conflict. During the episode, the family is protesting for women's rights. While at the protest, Manny says, while referring to women, they've had to overcome biases and challenges we've never had to face. Modern Family recognizes the conflicts that women go through every day. As Mark says, differences between groups is normal. However, it's extremely important that society is trying to minimize those differences. For example, the wage gap is brought up in this episode, a problem women have been facing for years. Been given this conflict, women have made their voices heard and evolved from something we once considered normal. If there is no conflict, there is no room to grow.
Our final theme highlights one of the most important aspects of the show. Blended families are an extremely common part of society today. Within the show, there is a prevalence of step families, divorce, separation, and remarriage. We will show how Modern Family uses various ways to depict the conflict that accompanies a blended family.
Manny's father, Javier, is depicted as a deadbeat dad. He often flakes on their plans and is not present for Manny's major milestones. In episode 2 of season 1, Manny talks so highly about his dad and refers to him as Superman. He's looking forward to the weekend with him at Disneyland. Last minute, Manny's dad calls Jay and cancels the trip. Jay ends up lying to Manny and says his dad had an emergency and sent a limo for Gloria and Jay to take him to Disneyland. Jay really bought it, but he wanted to protect Manny. Jay and Manny didn't start with their best relationship, but it evolved into a great one over time. With Manny's father being absent, Jay stepped up to be his father figure. Jay and Manny were given the conflict of an absent dad, but made it into something good, which is such an important representation of a blended family. Divorce and separation has always been a conflict, but we see it increasing these days. Showing the effects of divorce and how a blended family can be a positive experience is crucial to societal evolution. If we are given the conflict of divorce and have no way to resolve it, there is no way for families and people to evolve.
Episode 4 of Season 1 is about the incident that happened at Gloria and Jay's wedding. Jay's ex, Dee Dee, who is also Claire and Mitchell's mother, attended the wedding, got very drunk, made a speech, and caused a huge scene, basically ruining the wedding. In this episode, she surprises everyone and comes to town, hoping to receive closure by apologizing. At dinner, her and Gloria get into a physical altercation. This scene furthers the point that conflict is a necessary part of society, which leads to resolution, allowing for evolution and growth. The conflict was a divorce, a new marriage, and unresolved feelings. Dee Dee then made a scene and ruined the wedding. However, they came together in the end and recognized that family is the most important thing, and they can move on with their lives. Blended families are tremendously prevalent in society, making it important to go through conflict in order to excel and move forward.
Conclusion. Key findings. Modern Family relates to the conflict theory due to the portrayal of gay marriage, adoption, different cultures, misogyny, the presence of blended families, and absent fathers. These social conflicts have a purpose in our society and are necessary for growth. Our key finding was that when given societal conflict, each character was able to embrace it and move past it, creating room to evolve.
Implications of our findings. The implications of our findings suggest that Modern Family does an excellent job of bringing social conflict to light by following a fictional story to depict society. The show raises questions and encourages discussion about societal conflict, including gender roles, sexuality, familial roles, and culture. There is a lot of conflict within the show, allowing for character development and growth, which is why the show was able to go on for so many seasons. Thank you.